Howdy folks, how's it going? Hope y'all doing okay today. Thanks for tuning in. So, a couple months ago, I did a little bit of reading and looking on articles, and I found something that really gives me hope about internal combustion engines. Those of you that are automotive fans, you can make all the arguments you want about Tesla and electric vehicles, and that yes, you can get faster to 0 to 60, 0 to 100, all that, but there's something satisfying about jamming through your own gears. And there's no electric vehicles on the market currently in the US that have a manual transmission, and even then I don't think that they're going to be a thing. So all the news that's come out lately does seem to indicate that the internal combustion engine is on a time clock. But but 6-8 months ago, I read an article that Porsche actually developed something called synthetic fuel. And here's where this gets very sciencey and very interesting. So they were actually able to manufacture carbon neutral gasoline. Now the way that works is they actually pulled carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere and put it into fuel. So essentially you produced a net zero carbon emission to drive your vehicle. And the thing that I find so interesting about that is if synthetic fuel became economically and environmentally viable long term, you could have my old Rattletrap F-150 that's got 260 some thousand miles on it have less environmental impact than EVs in a lot of states. So I find that fascinating. I think that the hard part of it isn't going to be the chemistry of making the synthetic gasoline. The hard part of it is going to be how to do carbon capture / extraction from the atmosphere without introducing more carbon, or do it at such a small scale that, okay, yes, we're introducing carbon a little bit, but we're pulling a ton out, so overall it's less emissions than burning petroleum-based gasoline versus synthetic-based gasoline. So I think it's a pretty neat technology. I think it's going to be difficult to engineer the actual capture and manufacture process of it where it's green, but I think it's interesting to think about, and I think it could definitely keep internal combustion engines viable for a long term. I'll admit that strictly from a numbers standpoint, battery life aside, long-term battery cell life aside, not range, but battery life, EVs make a ton of sense. Not gonna lie. Less maintenance, less fill-up costs, and instant torque. I got to drive a buddy's Gen 2 Nissan Leaf, and I was surprised that I liked it as much as I did. It felt like I was driving something way sportier and quicker than a Nissan Leaf. And, you know, it moved out pretty quick. It was faster than my little Focus that I'm driving. The downside to him is when you got to blitz across, put a lot of miles on in a day, or blitz across the country, like as an example, when I took my Colorado trip a month ago, I put down 1,000 miles in a day. I think I was on the road for 12 hours that day. Maybe 13 hours with the time difference, I'm not So I mean, I was out there hustling, and it was literally run till I was down to a quarter tank, which was 300 and some miles. 5 minutes to fill up, run in, take a pee, grab a bottle of water, back on the road. That's all I did all day. And I was taking that trip on a time schedule because I had to be back when my vacation was up. So, I think that there's still a place for gasoline engines, especially, or internal combustion engines, especially in the heavy industries. I don't think that Tesla semis are going to be viable. I don't think electric semis are going to be viable for a long time, especially in line haul type stuff. Delivery trucks, oh yeah, perfect. But line haul applications, I mean, you're talking guys that put down 1,000 miles a day all the time with only a mandatory 3-hour in a 14-hour. So in 11 hours of driving on a 14-hour workday, they're putting down 1,000 miles. So I don't see that being viable for line haul type stuff, but for local deliveries, I think it could work. So I just think that the synthetic fuel thing's interesting, that it's a possibility, and I think it's a fascinating possibility to sit back and think about. That's what I got on this one, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Take care, and I will catch y'all next time.